We have decided to do a bullying series. This is something that we're very passionate about. Master Mills has a lot of bullying stories because he was actually severely bullied when he was a kid. I was not bullied, but I still want to, part of what we do is to help others who have to deal with that, right? So today's video is going to be kind of like setting the groundwork for some of these discussions that we're going to be having. Some definitions going into what bullying is, why people do it, and then some of our later videos will go into maybe different tools that you can do if you're being bullied or if somebody else is being bullied also. Right? Are you paying attention to me at all?
I am.
Yeah. How many fingers am I holding up?
4. 2. I thought you were going to go 4.
Right? I sure. Normally I would, but I knew that you were going to say 4, so I had to do the 2. All right.
I'm trying to figure out
how to see the comments.
I don't know how this works.
It's interesting because they can put comments on Facebook. No, I guess they couldn't. If they're watching YouTube.
No, because there's a straight link to YouTube.
Okay, so they'd have to put it on YouTube still. Okay.
Yeah, this is our first time on YouTube, so
yeah,
be nice to us.
Be nice to us. Yeah, we're putting it on YouTube because we want more exposure, I guess. Because on Facebook, once you post a video on Facebook, everybody kind of forgets about it, and you can't search for them or anything and watch past videos. You can watch them, but you have to kind of look through everything, right?
Right.
So YouTube feels like a better way to get other viewers besides our friends on Facebook to watch the show. So that's why we're doing YouTube today. So let us know how you like it and comment below.
If you can.
If you can. Does it show how many people are viewing it at once still or no?
Yes, but no one's watching.
Okay, so it's just me talking to the
pretty
camera. Perfect. That's all right. Okay, so here we go. But you can watch it later. So hopefully you are watching it right now, later. I'm talking to you. Okay, so watch it.
That's me.
Am I? Am I talking to you? No, I'm talking to the person that's watching it later.
I'm watching it now.
Okay, cool. So, all right, so what is bullying, okay? So I wanted to talk about the definition of what is bullying because for me, one of the pet peeves for me on bullying is that people define bullying as so many different things and they think everything is bullying.
That person was mean to me. He's bullying me.
Right.
Is he?
Right.
Is he just being a jerk today?
Right, exactly.
Which bullies can be a jerk.
Yes.
So,
right.
So they might still be bullying you. But,
right.
Yeah.
So exactly. So I feel like it makes people who actually really experience bullying, like true bullying, right? It kind of lessens the things that they have to go through when you say, "Oh, somebody, said this mean thing to me that one time, and that was bullying," right? I feel like it lessens the word bullying, right?
Right.
And so I want people, to have a clear definition on what bullying actually is, right? So if someone disagrees with you or gets mad at you, does that mean they're a bully?
No.
No, right?
That doesn't.
Exactly, right?
They just have their own opinion.
Right, okay, and it's normal to disagree with people, but everybody that disagrees with you, if you define them as a bully, then you're going to have a lot of different bullies in your life, right?
Yes.
Yes, right? Okay, so bullying is not just disagreements, and if somebody gets emotional and acts out of anger for, you making them maybe upset, right? That is not a bully. That is somebody being emotional and saying things that they shouldn't say when they're angry.
Yes.
Right? Okay. So what about if someone just, starts spreading rumors about you, deliberately spreading rumors about you?
I mean, that they're doing it on purpose. So
right.
I would say that counts as bullying.
Yeah. Right? Exactly, right? So the two things that we wanted to bring up today is that in regards to bullying, it has to be intentional and it has to be repetitive. Right? So it has to be something that somebody is repeatedly doing. It's not just somebody saying some one-off comment that's mean, right? And that's just rude, right? Or whatever it is. It's intentional and it's repetitive. So there's a pattern. So if somebody's spreading rumors about you, then yes, that's absolutely bullying, right? They're intentionally spreading rumors about you to make your name mud, right?
Yes.
Yes. Exactly, right? So a couple other things there would be, for example, like bullies try to take power from other people,
Yeah.
right? So go into that a little bit.
Well, a lot of times, well, it's kind of maybe getting a little bit ahead, but a lot of time why a lot of people bullies because they don't have power in their own life in some position. Like something's out of their control, and so they use what methods they have to try and assert their power over people. They want to feel more powerful. They want to feel better, and it could be something that that person's enjoying something, and I'm miserable right now, so I'm gonna make that person miserable too, and I want to have power over the situation. And that with bullying, that usually comes across in some kind of either verbal, putting down verbal shaming, things like that, or just doing something that completely takes whoever's on that high horse, or even just a regular horse, and just breaks them down so that they
like humiliating them, right?
Yeah.
That would go with humiliation. That would go into bullying, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's like repeatedly though, right? So if I maybe humiliate you one day, I might feel bad about that and be like, oh man, sorry, I didn't realize, I was doing that. That's not bullying, right?
Right.
Okay, but a pattern of humiliation where every time we're at school, you don't even want to be around me because you're afraid that I'm going to do something that's going to humiliate you, right?
Right, yeah. If you show up and every single time you have like someone saying the same thing to you, putting you down in the same way, and there's difference. Like I think one thing that's important to see the difference between bullying and not bullying is like a lot of guys, where our interactions are not the nicest interactions with each other, but there's usually a levity to it.
Right.
Like some of my close friends, we call each other names and whatever, but like it's done in a way that like we know that we're coming from a good place, and there's certain topics that we won't even go to because like we know that's the sensitive subject. That doesn't do anything. That actually puts someone down. It's not that levity. But if you go in and someone's really making fun of you, someone's trying to put you down and constantly the same thing, especially when you have no power over it. Right. Like if someone's making fun of the way you look or your weight or your interests or things like that, like that's something that you don't have really control over. And the last one kind of told me interests. Like your interest shouldn't change because of bullying. Right. If you are into something, be yourself. That's important. But yeah. So if someone's constantly doing that, that's going to be bullying.
Exactly. Right. So exactly. So it's this repetitive thing that just keeps going, and the intent behind it that is bullying, right? So let's go into like we mentioned it a little bit already, but like why do people bully? We talked about the power struggle, right? So I think it's important to know that a lot of times bullies are kind of damaged on the inside themselves.
They're often bullying themselves in some way.
Right.
Yeah.
So they probably have maybe other people bullying them in their life, maybe at school, and it could even be maybe like an abuse that's going on at home. Maybe their, dad is beating them at home or something like that, and they're taking it out and they don't feel any power there at home, so they have to go take it out on other people in some sort of way, right? So I think that it's important to kind of understand that, and even though the bully is completely mean and ill-intended and it's bad, if you can some way have compassion on them, right, to know that they're probably going through something that's terrible also, that can kind of help you understand how to deal with the situation too. And I see it on your face that you do not like that. But I think that it's important to understand. I mean, I think it's just kind of...
But it's true. It's a hard thing to remember when someone's making your life,
absolutely
miserable. And, And you're right. It does, when you have that, it does...
it puts a different perspective.
It does put perspective, and like when our words is like information is key, right?
Right.
And so the more you know about someone, the more you might have do it. And like the best way to defeat an enemy is to make him a friend.
Right.
Sometimes that works.
Yeah.
Sometimes it doesn't.
Right.
And I think as martial artists, it's our responsibility to try the peaceful way first, and sometimes the peaceful way may take a lot of patience, a lot of sucking it up, and sometimes that patience would run its course. Mm-hmm. But
yeah. So I think that just understanding people in general. I mean, there's people that we're all capable of terrible things, right?
Yeah.
And so, and then there's also people that are very hurt and act out in very weird ways when they're hurt, right? So I think understanding that can almost make the bullying less effective. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the sticks and stones thing, right? Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, right? We're all kind of hurt by words, right? So as much as we might repeat that, to ourselves, right? Sometimes words hurt, right? And but if we can just kind of understand that, okay, this person is a bully and they have probably certain things in their life that are like this, then that isn't something that I'm going to take to heart from what they're saying, right? It's hard though, because if you're being humiliated in front of all of your friends and your peers, that's where it gets kind of tough. It's not just this me and bully kind of situation. It's kind of like, it's a little bit more out in the open. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and it's also something that's a concept that adults have a hard time.
Yes, exactly, right.
And I dealt with a little bit of bullying as an adult, but not too much.
Yeah.
And I think what makes me sensitive is the bullying of kids.
Yeah.
And especially through school and all that, because that's just terrible. And it's hard for a kid to wrap that's such a higher concept.
Right.
Kids can understand it. They can. It's attainable. It's an attainable
right.
concept. But it's so much harder when you're trying to figure out who you are.
Yeah.
And you have this bullying influence saying that you are these bad things.
Right.
These are the bad things about you, and that.
So that's why an open dialogue with your parents is very important.
Yeah, definitely.
Right?
I definitely give. I mean, bullying isn't something that, for some reason, people are ashamed of being bullied.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I was ashamed of it. I didn't tell my parents about it.
Right.
I'd come home bloody from school, and they'd be like, "What happened?"
Right.
I was playing football.
Right.
Whatever. I'd make up excuses because I didn't want to tell them because I felt ashamed. Because either I felt I was too weak, or it wasn't good enough, or I deserved it, or all these different things. And I don't know what it is about our society that makes us feel that is the response, and that's what a lot of kids feel. But so if you're getting bullied, I mean, that's not something to keep to yourself. That's something to tell somebody. That's somebody to let them know. And if you're not sure if you're being bullied, I'd rather you err on the side of caution than someone be like, oh, well, no, I think that guy just having an off day today.
Right. That's where the open dialogue is important, right? Like if we bring up I was reading something earlier that says that the majority of bullying type, actual repetitive intentional bullying happens a lot starting at 5th grade. Right. It still happens before that.
Yeah, middle school.
Middle school is where it starts getting really tough. 5th, 6th, 7th grade, it starts getting worse, right? And so I think that's just kind of understanding that, but then having that open dialogue to where it's middle school now, and these kids are acting a different way, right? So let me be open with my parents. Hey, so and so. Hey, my friend did this one time. Is that bullying, right? Or every single day at lunch, somebody steals my food. Is that bullying?
Absolutely.
Right? Absolutely, right? Sure. Every single day they steal my money, right? Is that bullying, right? So having that open dialogue with your parents is absolutely key. And your teachers, right? You go to your teacher or the guard duty or whoever, right? And say, hey, so-and-so stole my lunch money or whatever it is, It's doesn't have to be that severe, but it's, just having that open dialogue with your teachers and your parents and even your friends. I think that's important to understand, just kind of where to go from there, and then you can start taking advice.
I think that's a key point, because a lot of people, me personally, for whatever reason, I didn't have the closest relationship with my parents. Mm-hmm. I mean, I did, but
the open line of communication.
Right, it wasn't there, because pretty much whenever I opened my mouth, I got in trouble.
It's kind of still the case, right?
Yeah, right. For me, that was kind of an outlet, but not really. And I know, and a lot of families kids have it way worse than I did. At least I had two parents that, whether they're doing the right thing or wrong thing, they were trying.
Right.
They were actively engaged and trying. You have parents who aren't even involved at all, so that's why that's part of the reason why I love being a martial arts instructor, because maybe people can have someone to gravitate and stuff to. That's why I gravitate to martial arts. But that if you don't have your parents to talk to, you got to find somebody to talk to. And coaches are perfect for this. Instructors, friends, sometimes you gotta be careful with friends, because sometimes those friends can lead you down the wrong path, which actually happened with me. Or I led them down the wrong path. Either way,
the path that you guys were going down.
Either way, we went down the wrong path. But yeah, and so it's something that's it's really important that I don't know how to say it other than just be open with it, talking about it, and like I even
don't keep it a secret.
Yeah, I even have a hard time talking about it sometimes. I try to force myself to do it because of I know there's so much I went through that I can help other people with.
Right.
But and like if there's someone we're talking about like what is bullying and why we do it. If you can pretty much feel like you can tell the future because you know that someone's going to say this, and then they do it. They're probably a bully. If someone has this
it's a negative thing,
if someone has this negative reputation, like, oh, this person always says this, always tears this person down like this, always says you will tear down anyone like this. And, whenever that happens, chances are that person's a bully.
Right.
And I think some people like this. We actually had a kind of disagreement about this topic because I felt I wanted to leave with something like what to do.
Right.
And we agreed that we'll do that next time. So tune in next time.
Yeah.
Be sure to subscribe so you can get the things. Make sure you hit the little alert button. But now I lost my train of thought. But when oh my gosh, I lost my train of thought.
Hopefully they subscribe though.
Yeah, please say subscribe. Subscribe, and I just might get my train of thought back.
Subscribe to get his train of thought back.
But yeah, because I think a lot of people may not realize, that's what it was. I think what's useful is you may not realize that you're a bully.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people think that, oh, well, I'm just kind of being like this, being like this. But if you're not being sensitive to the way you're making other people feel, like that's one of the steps. Like as we grow up and as we learn things, we learn when it's appropriate to do certain things, what social situations are where, if I've been a jerk my whole life and no one's been able to challenge me on it or correct you on it, I may not realize that I'm being a complete jerk. Yeah. And like to other people, that might be completely obvious. Right. And so I just think that's something to take a look and be like, okay, why am I doing this? How's it making other people feel? And the way it makes other people feel, like some people will say, oh, I don't care how other people feel. Right?
I don't care what people think of me.
Yeah, I don't care what people think of me. Like, BS. Like, you're lying. You care about what other people think about you. Right. And, but like, and see like, okay, well, if I don't care how they feel, is that true? And how do I want them to feel? Right. Do I want them to feel stepped on in the mud? Or do I want them to feel lifted up? And some people don't care about lifting other people up. Right. And I just think those people need better role models.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I think that's important. Yeah, I think, words are very important, right? So if you're a bully, right, and you don't think that what you're saying affects people, right, you're very wrong about that, right? Right. There might be a small segment of people who don't care what you're saying.
What's that stat we have? We have a stat that is bullying is 97% psychological.
Right.
And 3% physical. And
the 3% physical is assault.
Yeah. And the 3%, you should defend yourself.
Right. Exactly. Right?
Yep. And then we teach the kids that if someone's calling you bad names, should you punch them in the face?
Right.
No. Right? But it's kind of a weird thing for me to think about because I'm fine with getting punched in the face. I would rather someone punch me in the face than bully me the way I was when I was a kid. Right. Because that had so much more of an effect.
Right. But psychological,
Right, but at the same time, like if someone doesn't lay hands on you, you don't lay hands on somebody else.
Right.
It's a conundrum. It's
right.
Between a rock and a hard place. I should really deck this person in the face. But I know that I'm not supposed to, so what are my other options?
Let me go through some of my options here, right?
Right.
Good, right? Yeah, so I mean, I think that it's also important to know that, like, as a bully or whatever, it has a negative impact on everybody around you. It's not even just the person that you're bullying. Right. Right? It has an effect on you, on the person you're bullying, and everybody around in that vicinity is being negatively affected by that bully. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
it's like talking with my parents, especially when I started kind of really when I was an adult, talking about a little more about how I was bullied and stuff. My mom just like, she like practically breaks down, like, why didn't you tell me? And I'm like, and this is like 15 years later.
Yeah.
And so it's just seeing that it does affect so much more, and that's important to keep.
I think it also affects for people who have been severely bullied, their trust in other people.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? I think people who have been severely hurt like that, I think they have a hard time trusting anybody.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And they have to, spend some personal growth on, okay, like, how do I get over that? How can I start trusting people again?
That's been me in a nutshell.
Right.
So yeah.
So yeah, I mean, the point of it is that it's not good, right? It has very negative long-term, not just right then, long-term impacts on people that lasts with them for a long time until they can either deal with it and get over it, or, a lot of people never get over it.
Oh.
They deal with those kind of psychological, worth issues, right? Like, I'm not worth anything, right? I'm not important.
I think,
you know what I mean?
I think I'm a pretty strong person now, but I'm aware when certain things that are kind of residual from that.
Yeah.
Poke up into my life. Like usually I have a pretty good job coping with it now.
Right.
But I'm aware enough where it's like, okay, that happens sometimes.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good, right? Is there anything else we want to hit on here?
I think that pretty much wraps it, right?
Yeah. I think so.
So we want to say just like and hit the like button. That really helps us out. Subscribe, share, all that stuff. And
then you said something about an alert. What do
so if you hit the subscribe, if you actually want to get alerted, and so let you know, hey, we're live now. You get a notification on your phone. Hit the little bell icon. That's gonna be down. Where are my fingers? Over here, somewhere right here. All right. There's also a nifty little cutting edge.
Is that for the cutting edge page, or is that for a playlist? Is what
that's for the page.
So so you get alerted that anytime the page goes live. Okay, cool.
All right.
Is it anytime there's a new video, or is it anytime that there's an alert? Or anytime we go live, or both?
New video.
New video. Okay, cool.
Yes. So there also is a little cutting edge watermark in there that you can.
Oh, look at that!
Click. Yeah, I did.
Did you do that?
I did that.
What is that for? Where does that take them?
To subscribe.
Oh, really? You just click that and they can subscribe? Click that button right there. It's a cool button.
All right. So hopefully next week we'll understand YouTube a little bit better.
Exactly. Right? I use YouTube like every day, but I don't. I guess I
have no idea how to put stuff on YouTube.
Right.
All right. So be sure subscribe, hit that alert button, and next week we're gonna go over some tips of how to deal with bullying. So now that we went over what bullying is, and now I'm like way more excited for some reason.
See, it's the hype.
Well, because we're talking about bullying, and bullying like makes me like, I'm like, that's like a sensitive spot for me. Like even like we're talking about before, like he saw me get a little like
get a little aggressive. He started snipping at me.
Yeah, get a little aggressive like that. Because I don't like bullies. So that's my favorite part of Captain America. All right, it's like I don't like bullies. I don't care where they come from. I'm like, yes.
Right.
All right. Let's go.
All right. Excellent. So that does it for today. We're signing off.
Yes.
Stay classy, San Diego. You stay classy, San Diego, right?
We're in LA.
Oh no.
That's terrible. LA's way worse than
San Diego. Right? How do we stay classy here?
I'd much rather be in San Diego.
Right. All right. We're done.